Alright, welcome back everyone, Zaf here to yet another juicy SLA video. I love Illa, but bad news when it comes to Illa, we actually don't get her in the selection chests we get for free. If you've been living under a rock and you haven't seen the new rewards yet, let me show you really quick. We have the loyalty event coming up, and I do want to cover this award right here. Super important you pick right because you do not want to waste this selection. If you think about it, this is worth up to 160 summons. Yes, that's right. Imagine you go all the way to the pity timer on the 80th summon and you don't get the SSR you want, and you go back all the way to the 80th summon to finally get that SSR. So that's why I say this is worth 160 summons in total. So when you make your selection, you really want to choose right, otherwise, well, you're just wasting an awesome resource you get for free. Yes, free. This event is super easy to complete, and remember, we also get SSR Hunter weapon selection tickets. I'll cover these in a later video because this one is more complicated. When it comes to the SSR Hunter choice, there's really only about 3 choices most of you should make. If you aren't in that category, you should already know what to pick, so let me cover for you which hunters I believe are the best choices to make. In terms of that free SSR chest you're getting, and again, Ayla is not in there. She's just too new to be included. It'll be way too nice to the devs. And also, really quick, a big shout out to Truck Gun, aka Vasan, and also, we have Andres from the first 2 commenters on the last 2 videos. Here is your shout out and enjoy those juicy Discord rolls, that we can enjoy those exclusive first commenter giveaways. But the hunters that are included are basically everyone else, so I think for the majority of you, oh, that's really cute. I think for the majority of you, Mirai should be your choice. That's just because Mirai is probably one of the easiest SR hunters to use, but do remember, there's no point going past A5 for Mirai, and the majority of you should at least be aiming for A3 for her. And when it comes to her advancements, honestly speaking, if you don't have her, unlock her ASAP. Although you may have Charlotte to, let's say, A3 already, you might say, well, it's getting A4 better. It could be. But a lot of times you do want the hunters you don't have unlocked just because they can be used in various game modes, so A0 isn't really going to be that beneficial, but still, it's a good start. Eventually you can build up those hunters. Mirai is used in various game modes like Battlefield Time this time around. You do need her. So honestly speaking, it's very good to have hunters for every single element, otherwise you're probably missing out. So if you want to be as efficient as possible when it comes to Mirai, looking at her advancements really quick, you can see the best advancement for her is obviously A5, but her A3 is fantastic. This is where her basic attacks or core attacks recharges her mana and also her power gauge by 1% and decreases the cooldown of her basic skills once in the ulti form by 2 seconds every single time. This really does stack up, trust me when I say. It's one of the best DPS A3 bonuses, at least for Mirai. It's one of the best A3 bonuses for a DPS hunter. It just gives us so much value. Her ultimate comes up much quicker. She loses some of her mana issues, and also her cooldowns. Oh, her cooldowns for her main DPS skills. Oh, baby. This is exactly what you want to see. So if you don't have her to A3, it's really good to rush to that point. But A1, I mean, it's not too bad. It does give a lot to her kit, but still, her A3 is honestly her sweet spot. Her A5 though, oh, pure juice. A 60% damage bonus to her basic skills once in her ultimate form, so getting her to A5 is a must, but A3 will do for most of you. Now, your secondary choice, although it can be your first choice depending on what units you have. If you already have Illa, if you have Harper, I would say getting Charlotte ranked up, or advanced up rather, would be a very good choice. Harper is one of those units like Mirai who really does benefit from all those additional dupes, so if you're having troubles with Baron, whether it's normal mode or hard mode, Charlotte can really help you out. Same with Mirai. Mirai is in that spot too, where she can help you out with those game modes, but Charlotte obviously has some perks to her. She can survive much longer. She scales off defense, making her naturally tanky, although Mirai is easier to use, and she potentially deals more damage than Charlotte. She is going to die much sooner if she gets hit, so if you're someone who just can't dodge like me, Charlotte is the way to go. She's just so tanky and provides some of the best bursts in the game. Although Mirai has more sustained DPS, Charlotte deals so much burst because her ultimate comes up so quick, especially when you have her advanced up, because if you check right here, we can see right off the bat at A1, she gets her ultimate cooldown cut by half, to 20 seconds. Fantastic, so good. Although both units have fantastic A0s, they're not necessarily good enough to really carry you through game modes. Their A1s though, their A1s become very useful. 24% attack for Mirai, among other bonuses of course, and for Charlotte again, that cooldown reduction to her ultimate, so good. Her A2 leaves a lot to be desired, but her A3, this is where her ultimate gets that sweet change. It changes from take this to Harper we are one. As you can see, take this is the name. It gets a 70% damage bonus, so again, just like Mirai, you really want to get either Hunter to A3, that's when you get a lot of benefit. A5 does take a while to get buffed for both hunters. Their A5 bonuses are just so good. Take a look at Charlotte for example. When the user uses their basic attack, it activates the Doll's Gratitude effect, increasing the damage of her ultimate by 8% in infinite duration and stacking up to 18 times. That's a lot of ultimate damage. This literally makes her ultimate nuke everything on the field, so OP. So make sure for Charlotte, if you really want to focus on her damage, A5 is the way to go. Obviously, you want to balance out your hunters. So again, do consider the teams you already have completed. If for your win team you have Wu, if you have Handsome, going for Mirai is a must. If you only have Charlotte, she's not really going to benefit off solo advancing her out. If you don't have Harper, if you don't have Illa, I wouldn't say there's really a point, so make sure you make that consideration too. She's a good hunter, but alone, she's not going to be the best. A lot of you already have Wu, a lot of you have Handsome, so make sure you pick wisely. And going back to hunters, I would say Mirai and Charlotte are the top 2 picks, but if you already have them advanced up, let's say your Mirai is A3 or A5, your Charlotte's already A3, what should you go for next? I would say Harper is a very good choice, just because her utility in the Workshop Building Light is so good. She's in our list of our top 2 breakers, just because the skill right here provides so much break, almighty break on a basic skill, oh, insane. And also, the ultimate damage bonus, oh my goodness, I cannot get enough. But overall, she's a very good unit, regardless of the elemental type team you put her on. Even on a team with Mirai, she's going to help out so much, and even when you use jinwoo, she provides a lot of utility because this skill right here, her support skill, giving us medium break and interrupts target for 3 seconds. Let me tell you, this has saved me time and time again. This has made game mode so much easier, so using her on your team is going to be so beneficial regardless of the hunter mode or jinwoo mode. So good. And honestly, when it comes to Harper, A1 is seriously good enough. This stops her becoming interrupted, super useful. It makes her tenderizer skill so impactful because once you use it, you'll get a shield and that'll make sure you don't get hit being knocked out of the status. So make sure if you want to have her to a useful point, A1 is seriously good, but you don't need it there. You do get more damage on it, but it's not a must, but it is very helpful. Her A2 is good as well. Her A3 is honestly not a must. Her A4 not a must. Her A5 though so good, but that's the same with every single hunter. Overall for Harper, just get her unlocked or get her to A2. That'll make her break so OP. But going on to other units you can get, Wu is honestly not too bad, but Harper does fill in that break category. Some game modes though, Wu is pretty darn good. We also have SM back. He's very OP. He does a ton of damage, but do you need him? Not so much. We have Charlotte, we have Illa, we have Harper. We don't really need SM back on our team, but if you already have him advanced up, you can substitute him instead for Charlotte. He is one of our top damage healers right now. He has been for a while, but people do sleep on him. He's gotten even more buffs, making him very good, but still, his playstyle, his kit, people just don't want to use them, so that's the main issue. If you like using him though, he's not a bad choice. When it comes to someone like Lim, you don't want to get him, not worth it. When it comes to Libra, she's not too bad. A0 is already very good. Her A1, she gets a ton of damage from it. Her A3 as well, not too bad as well. But honestly, Libra, you don't need her. She's not a must. Just unlocking her is good enough for the Guild Wars battle, for example. The 15% debuff on the target, increasing their damage taken by 15% is so good, so make sure you pick the correct hunter. A lot of choices here, but overall, I would say Mirai, I would say Charlotte, I would say Harper. These are your main choices. These will give you the best benefit right off the bat, with little to no requirements, making sure you get the best value from your choices. So, if you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe, that way you know when more content comes out, and of course, to stay tuned. I'm on vacation, but the content must keep going. On that note, this was your Code King Zaf, signing out.